Welcome back to Football Coach Coordinator episode number 4. I'm going to see if I can't get through a season in just 2 episodes. There's not much to do here other than to see if we can replicate what we did a year ago. First off, though, we do have position changes, and there is one change that I'd like to make. First off, we only have 3 running backs on roster. We got 0 last year. Man, I hate not having real influence on what happens, because it turns out the little itty bitty bit of influence we're able to have actually hurt the process, not helped it, because we still weren't able to assign scholarships or to offer out scholarships, and without having influence on that, all we did was hurt the process instead of help it. Well, anyway, with just 3 running backs, it's a mess. They're all 3 redshirt sophomores, and one of them is not good. In fact, none of them are good. We're in real trouble at the position. But if we go over to tight end, where it's a little less important with a spread offense to have quality tight ends, it turns out that there's actually a tight end here who we can switch over to running back. Now, yeah, you could be a little bit more as a wide receiver, but I have depth at that position. I don't have running backs. So we're going to move him over as a running back, and that now gives us a trio of guys who collectively can suck together. Well, the top end of our talent spectrum after we've had our offseason gains, which are all pretty minimal with a low level 2 training facility for Sacramento State, yeah, we have one good offensive lineman. And then our quarterback is going to be pretty decent. He gains a +4, is still our second best, or is our second best player. Huge quarterback IQ increase, which means he's going to make better decisions. One defensive lineman gets a solid +5, and then we have a wide receiver, a cornerback, another wide receiver. So we do have 2 guys in the 80+ with a decent quarterback behind them. We might actually be able to do something there, but we lack running backs, I'm sure. We'll find out. Maybe somebody. I mean, we're down to a 78 here, and we're getting some talented guys here at 77+. Absolutely no gain to the quarterback behind our now senior starting quarterback. So we're going to be in some real trouble for next year. We've got a true freshman who might be a better option than the soon-to-be senior. Running backs did not progress. +1 across the board for the set. Wide receivers definitely looking okay, but lacking depth down the depth chart, and yeah, so few guys with any significant gains. Tight end, we got a 73 overall to lead the group, and offensive line did see the best gains, but lacked depth completely. I mean, the fifth starter is only a 68. After that, though, at least there's no drop-off. I mean, we're looking at a 66 all the way down to 12th. Well, with bonuses between head coach and defensive coordinator, our defensive play calling level will be identical to the offensive play calling level. Last year was 5-10. This year we'll have a 7-7, meaning will we be at least okay on play calling? And you would expect we're going to see something pretty balanced between our offense and defense in terms of performance this year. Well, our first training has gone directly to our quarterback and made him even better. Quarterback IQ, another +4 in addition to the +9 that he got off-season wise. So a +13 is going to be some real progress. He's up to a 91 on quarterback IQ. Our new starting running back has really poor ball security, so let's hope we can get a breakthrough. Only a 54% chance, but it succeeds. Ball security +6. That was a real weakness. Now it's a little more acceptable. Ball security up to a 77, but only a 72 overall yeah, great. He's only a redshirt sophomore, so he's got a couple years to grow into the position, but that's still pretty rough. From the other coaches, the only breakthrough success was a D lineman getting a +4 to tackling. The offensive recruits for the year does include a junior college guy who's solid, and running back, certainly a welcome addition when we are desperate for the position. We've got a wide receiver at a B+, an offensive lineman at a B+ on that potential, and a couple of Bs, but there's what feels like so little that I can do overall. There are some guys that we are ahead on like one player that we are ahead on the list. Could be a challenging year recruiting wise, and I I feel like changing this, influencing it, is only going to hurt us, not help us. We can get to the head of the list, and then they never offer a scholarship to them. So it's one of those: how do we sign guys if the AI won't follow the priority tracking? They'll pitch them and then offer to somebody else who they don't end up pitching instead. It's yeah, recruitment on this coordinator mode is kind of broken. I'm sure once I become a head coach, it's going to be a different matter. But as coordinator, recruitment is there's trouble. And again, the only thing we can do is change priority order. Everything else is locked out. Everything else is done through auto recruiting. One running back had no chance of a breakthrough, or really low chance at least. Second running back I went for, but we failed. So our only breakthrough today was with a wide receiver, and we got a whopping +1 on his route running. And as a team, our biggest gain was a strength +2 for a tight end, with 3 successful +1s. Really, really pitiful gains. It's hard to get a good team without investing in training facilities. We're going to have to definitely look for that in future jobs as we progress. Find a place with decent, at least, training facilities. 2 linemen, both breakthroughs failing to happen, so I make 0 progress in our 3rd session of the offseason. But at least the other coaches found 1 success. We've got a senior linebacker who got a +4 to strength. Well, I went back to that running back with the not very good chance, and yeah, it turns out it didn't work out. So I went to the offensive line, and for my last training session, got a +4 breakthrough on run blocking for this redshirt freshman offensive lineman, which immediately puts him up the depth chart a good bit. I mean, he's on par with being a starter. I mean, we could put him 5th. The other coaches had a much better week, though. Speed +2 to a wide receiver and a corner, and then a linebacker with a zone coverage +6. That's a big gain there. The defensive line, which we have a decent defensive coordinator, definitely had better breakthrough. Well, no, we don't. He's only a 4. I'm a 2. And the head coach isn't that much better. The head coach did not have much success at all with trainings, and definitely didn't help the offense out. I seem to make the only gains when it came to the offense. And so as we get into expectations, well, our offensive expectation is the same as a year ago, as is the athletic director objective. So how are we actually looking for the year? Well, first off, the bonuses. We're going to get that same $15 million guaranteed, but the bonuses, we need 190 passing yards against either Boise State, Washington State, or Oregon State. It's our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th game of the year. That's a hard objective. We'll see if we can get it done on one of them, one successful day. Again, play calling this year will be a little bit better. We might actually do a little more offensively than we did. But we are looking at 17 total passing touchdowns. It's definitely more reasonable than a year ago where we were looking for 27 of them, but we were well short. We had, I think, 10 last year? I do feel like we've got a better quarterback and similar set of wide receivers, and the offensive line's about the same. It's just the running backs that were already a problem last year and non-existent this year. Otherwise, the offense is a better quarterback, better options, might actually do one or either of these, but the team has absolutely plummeted from a 78-78 to a 77-76. The team is about 130th out of 138. Quarterback plays in 83, but rushing skills is 71. Run blocking is a 73, so there is no running game. Receiver skills is 78, but pass protection is only a 74. Quarterback's going to have a hard time, but he's a smart decision maker. He might not take that many sacks, but he's going to be under pressure if somebody wants to blitz. Defensively, it's a lot more balanced. 79-78 is decent play. Field goal kicking and punting aren't good, but kick and punt return could help us a little bit. But in terms of the future, quarterback looks weak. Running back looks weak, though at least it'll get better next year, not worse. Wide receiver will ultimately be better next year than it is this year. I mean, you're losing your third guy, but outside of that, a young group, a core group that's going to get stronger. Tight end's going to get stronger. Offensive line, you're losing your best guy, but otherwise it's going to get stronger across the board. And the D-line's really not going to lose much at all. There's hardly any seniors. So this is a team that's going to have a rough year, but could be a lot better next year than it is this year. At least one piece of evidence suggests that I should probably stick around at least one more year here and try to see out what could be an improved team. But with that quarterback situation next year, that's the one area where we're going to get a lot weaker. And I don't think we have much of a chance at a replacement, especially recruitment-wise. There's nothing for a quarterback that is encouraging. There is transfer market, and that would be kind of the one hope. All in on a decent transfer quarterback. Our fully healthy depth chart lacks depth. That's the big thing. I mean, not only do we lack top end talent, as we only have a few guys with 80 pluses, but the drop off is severe, and you can see how we've got a lot of mid 60s that are going to get a lot of time. Tight end in particular, of course, took that big hit instead of running back, which I think is important because you do use your depth at running back and you do not use your depth at tight end in a spread offense. So Harris will barely see the field. Merritt will see the field a lot. Merritt would have been that third guy at tight end, seemingly still a 68 overall as he was balanced between tight end and running back. But that's not a roster I'm very optimistic about. And with our early games against difficult opponents, I think it's pretty dang clear that we are going to struggle. Obviously, Ohio State's going to kick our butts. They're plus 10 on offense and plus 10 on defense. Huge talent gap. This is how my first season, second season, third season went in my other playthrough, and it doesn't surprise me. So what you tend to get is nuts and bolts. There's some talented players when you open up, and all the teams seem competitive. But then you have a team loaded with seniors, and that's exactly what I had that last time. You have a team loaded with seniors and a bunch graduate, and what do you have behind them? Well, you have no training facilities. You have level 1 prestige, poor coaching, poor recruitment, and you end up with a team significantly worse in year 2. That seems to be the norm for these bottom end programs. You graduate, you get worse. And then you slowly rebuild after you actually bring in freshmen and they develop. And but a 1-star is a 1-star is a 1-star is a 1-star. At our first year program was probably the best we're going to have for many years here at Sacramento State. Hence, I don't think I need to be waiting for that year 3, even though we're going to see improvement at most positions. A, quarterback we won't, and B, this is just a team that's going to continue to struggle near the bottom, and I do think we are going to have to make a move. Ohio State just set a record for the game here into year 2 with 690 yards of offense. And so while we're not going to be facing as big of a penalty against everybody else because it's not Ohio State, it's still going to be the same worry. Our offense is not going to put up much, and our defense will struggle to hold other teams at bay for the first handful of games of the season. To make matters worse, we're already starting to take injuries. In this case, Jason Cummings, one of our redshirt freshmen. Luckily, we do have at least some depth in the line, so we can drop him out of the lineup for a while. But our very unbalanced schedule is incredibly tough. You have the best teams of the conference in the first round of games, and unlike last year where it was all at home, and that made it tough, This year it's all on the road, meaning all of our winnable games are going to be at home. So, as bad as the team is, we might still come away with a few wins. However, we are going to start the season 0-5, and I don't think there's any mistake of that happening. We upset Washington State last year, and they went on to win the conference. That's not going to happen this time, though. 3-4-0 with Washington State. Very different game than last time around. Well, the offense showed up for the first time this season, but we still go to 0-4. Anyway, Boise State, their offense showed up. Our defense did not, and we gave up the second most points we've given up all season. With a better performance, we might have been able to actually come away with something, but that's our problem right now. We need an offense that struggles to perform, and we need a defense that struggles to perform. They both have to step up for us to get a win in one of these first 5 games. And this was literally the first time in 4 games, so technically 8 opportunities if we're counting offense and defense, that either one has shown up. One more opportunity, I think we have about a 0.5% chance. Well, for 0.5% chance, man, oh man, we came close. Offense did show up, but defense again didn't. San Diego State was the first opponent we've had this season that actually had a weaker defense, and we put up an incredible 35 points against them. But the defense didn't show up, gave up 37, and we still dropped to 0-5 anyway. We did set a record for the most yards on the ground that we've ever had, but it was from our quarterback, not from our running back. He, using his feet, was able to put up 88 rushing yards and have 2 rushing touchdowns for the season. He has 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and 6 sacks. This is somebody who can scramble when necessary. We might be 0-5, but it's not all doom and gloom. For one, the schedule is going to get so much easier from here. We have 1 tough game left, and the rest all become something possibly winnable. Maybe we can go 500 the rest of the way, give or take. Come away with 3 or 4 wins on the season. But how are we doing on performance? Well, obviously, we are still shy of our 2 wins for the year. But as for the 300 yards of offense, we're better off than we were. We are better off than we were last year. Of course, this is about conference play. So we have 5 games remaining in conference. We've played 4, but we've played the most difficult 4 and still managed to go 288, meaning it's going to be quite possible for us to actually get that 300 this year. And we're still ranked in the exact same spot we would have been a year ago, just happened to be 0-5. Nowhere to go but up from here. But as for those booster objectives, well, we've got 5 passing touchdowns and we need 17 for the year, but that's through the hardest games. 12 games total. Right now we've played 5 and have 5. We're 1-1, meaning we're on rate for 12 for the season. That's going to leave us a bit short, but we do have some easier games. So it's quite possible. It is quite possible we will get there. And we've already gotten there on our other one. We have 5 million coming in. We got 256 passing yards against Oregon State. So regardless of what happens the rest of the year, it looks like we are making some progress towards goals and objectives, and we're going to help Sacramento State out one way or another. But our next opponent is Ball State, who happen to be 2-3 to start the season, but they are identical in terms of overall talent to us, except for, hold on, wait, no, this looks the same. This does not. The talent matchups. Their rushing game is going to struggle a little bit, but actually that looks like a pretty healthy advantage. And then evens. Okay, our passing game is even, but our pass protection and rushing game are horrendous in comparison. So we don't have an advantage, well, really anywhere. And they're 53rd in scoring. We're 130th. We're 137th in defense. We're 134th in offense. We're dead last in defense. But it's only up from here. Will this be that first chance? Ball State, yeah, they're the favorites by 4.5 points. So they think it's going to be pretty close. Can we give them a game? And can the offense show up? It's showed up twice. Can we get it to show up today? And will the defense show up for the first time this season? It's definitely the weakest opponent that they've gone up against, it's going to give them a chance. The new defensive coordinator has been terrible. He's been worse than I was a year ago. Maybe not. At least it's dry, and we start with the ball and a first down. Moving the ball early on, quarterback power, nice way to go. Handed the ball off to the running back for 2 plays, though. Nets us nothing. He loses a little, he gets a little bit back, sets up a 3rd and long. But the quarterback makes a good decision, finds a guy, and yeah, we're able to do a little something here. Play action dig, 3rd and 6. That's a first down. Okay, bubble screen. Let's not go halfback off tackle. Let's put it in the hands of the quarterback. 3rd and goal. Play action, no. Field goal, 95% chance. We're on the board. And we did move the ball decently. That's good. But what can the defense do? Not a 3 and out, but a short gain till a punt, and we get the ball back. 2 negative plays, though. Oh, good. Thank you. First down. Another first down. I like the option kind of area because the quarterback seems to be a better runner than the running backs. But we're doing pretty good on plays in the air. Play action wheel. Great play. Works really well. 1st and goal. Not inside zone, though. Short pass, please. All hitches. Go short. Oh, incomplete. Medium pass into the back of the end zone. No, that's slightly penalized, so go back short. Yeah, we're okay short. Quick slants. Touchdown! 10-0. We're also going to get the ball back with good field position and go backwards. That's a sack. It's going to be the thing that's hard to avoid, and that's going to stall out a lot of drives. The mediums are penalized, so let's go deep instead. Deep attack. Incomplete. Wide corner. Tiny gain. That's a punt. We are already into the 2nd quarter. Let's push forward to the last 5 minutes of the half. Still 13-0, however. Ball State is moving the ball. 4th and 15. And going for it on 4th and 15. The turnover gets us the ball back. Halfback sweep, halfback mid draw on 3rd and 2, gets the first down. Okay, I was nervous about going with that because we are so bad at running back. Inside 2 minutes for the half, and we're moving ball. Go ahead and drop off to normal. Halfback sweep, no, that's penalized. Mediums are, okay, medium is the problem. Let's go deep instead. Slot out. No, deep shot. Okay, yes, but not enough for a first down. A little far for our field goal kicker. He does not have range. He has accuracy. Sets up a 4th and 6, and the X follow does not succeed. There's just 15 seconds left in the half, though, so it doesn't work out for us, but it goes to halftime with no real penalty. So 13-0 at the half. Definitely, that's how you want it to go. That is very much how you want it to go. Defense not getting the job done to start the half, though. Please hold them to a field goal. 3rd and 9. No, it's a first down. And they're on the board. So, Ball State now has the momentum. This is going to be a really important drive. All we need is a field goal to get back to more than a 1-score lead and to negate the momentum that they have just picked up. But I'm kind of nervous right now for where we're at and how we're struggling at this moment. We need to go deep. See, mediums are all heavily penalized now, and then the deep passes as well are at least somewhat penalized. Play action boot. We got a good quarterback who can make things happen with his legs and does. So a boot means you're gonna scramble intentionally. You come out of the pocket. You got all these linemen to block for you, but you're going to turn around and run into this open space and then see how everybody's kind of shifting to that right-hand side. So we're just shifting the defense over here. And if these guys happen to be in a zone, the guys on this side end up getting left behind if they don't recognize that movement, and you can overload one of the sides. Now, they didn't. They went for a man-to-man. We did get away from this guy, but look, you only have one corner here. This linebacker would have had to pick up one or both of these guys. or the two linebackers. Anyway, it's one of them that we end up beating on that play and converting the first down. Their coverage not as good. Nice. That was the running back with the handoff, but that's probably the quarterback with the really smart decision to pitch that at the last possible second. Halfback draw, 3rd and 1, just enough for the first down. Levels, that is a sack. That is the problem here without protection. 3rd and 11, no, and we end up punting. So that was a long drive to barely move the ball. Let's go ahead and switch, change of possession, and there's that continued momentum. Ball State, back-to-back drives, touchdowns, and just like that, we trail, and then we're going to start with a really bad field position here as well, and heavily penalized plays. We need to go on short passing to progress the ball, I think. First, yes, that's a first down. Okay. Whew. Fourth quarter with a pretty stagnant offense. Back to the short passing. 46 wide cross, please. Thank you. Halfback mid draw, just to mix it up at least a little. We're still getting heavily penalized on the deep passes, but the mediums only a little. Smash digs, no. Quick slants. 4th and 4. Yes, punt. Great punt. But can the defense actually do something? Right now it's looking like no. We figured, you give them 97 yards to go and the defense can finally step up and make a stop. No. Defense killing us again. The offense, not having a great day. We have not stepped up big time. Defense had a great first half. They've had a terrible second half. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and the offense has not been able to score. Quarterback draw, curl flats. Come on. Here we go again. No, mediums are double punished. So deep attack, it's 3rd and long. I mean, what can you do? We have to punt. And hope that the defense can finally make a stop, which the answer is no. Not at all. I mean, a single play didn't advance at least 5 yards, and they easily score, and that's it. Defense, total collapse. 4 drives, 4 touchdowns, and the offense, who had a good first half, has had a terrible second half. The defense that had a good first half has had a terrible second half. Tale of 2 halves, and we are going to lose this one, our first home game of the season, in our 6th game. And we got 4 minutes left. We are on up-tempo. Okay, we're good there. But we're going to have to go deep to the air or just turn it over on literally the first play. That's game. 28-13 final. We do put up 285 yards. So kind of on target, right? That didn't hurt us much, as bad as that was. As bad as the second half was in particular. Halfway point of the season, 0 recruits have gone into a commit phase. But here's our first check-in on what I initially set up and how that is going. Looks like I need to move Plummer up this list. Do we have an offer for Plummer? Yes. We have an offer for all of my top 15 guys, even. So, Curry was first on my list, so I don't know how he's dropped off. They have rebalanced my list. Well, with a slight change to the priority, almost all of the guys I want to go after have offers, nearly all, and we're first or second kind of across the board, and it's pretty close. There's really only a couple that seem to be hurting. It's probably too late for this guy. Defense finally steps up against Fresno State, the last automatic loss game. But the offense didn't show up on the day. So we pick Merritt goes down. Major injury 1 week that he's out, but we do at least get the offensive lineman back. And yeah. We have 5 games left, but we have 5 potential victories in those 5 games. I would love to see us get 3 wins to salvage our season. I would settle for 2 so we can at least get that minimum stretch and help ourselves level up a little bit heading into next year and probably a new school. thought we were supposed to be moving into winnable games, and then I saw Utah State and went, holy crap, they're good. And so I quick simmed another one, and the defense actually showed up and held them, but the offense failed to show up again. And so we dropped to 0-8, 4 games to play. Now I will settle for that 2-2 split, and fingers crossed 4 winnable games. Our next couple are actually against teams that have a combined single victory between them. Real opportunity there, but we lose Neil Nolan. Okay, that's okay. That is a down the depth chart wide receiver. We can replace him. We've got our running back back. We've got our offensive lineman back to full health, and we have a couple signings coming in. A safety and a linebacker. Still no offensive signings just yet. Very similar talent matchup. Really close across the board here. Both teams really struggling on the season so far, but we're at home with no advantage because we have a F+ fan base, so there's going to be hardly anybody there. We're not going to play with an advantage, but 4-point favorites. And Delaware opened the game with a touchdown drive, so we're going to have to play from behind. Offense, please give me something today. Good first play. Sets up a 3rd and short and a first down. Halfback gut. Okay, very much still not doing much on the ground, so we've got to avoid kind of the back-to-back. You do a little bit here and there just to give something to show that you can run a little bit and stay semi-balanced, but so far it's working, and we're moving the ball. First and goal. We're going to go with a short pass, quick slants. Tie game. Well done. That was a nice drive. But the defense has not shown up. 2 scores already from Delaware. Second drive. Moving the ball so far. Slot outs. No, that's first failed one. Y corner. No, it's a 4th and 6. We go for it and convert to keep the sticks moving. And yeah, that's helpful. That's not a good play call right there. Let's go play action comebacks. That wasn't a good play call either, apparently. Mistake from Watkins. Interception. And now the momentum is firmly in their hands. Can we get a stop? We do, but we're going to start our drive from the 1-yard line. And 2 run plays actually nets us 9 yards. Let's go with an option and see if we can't get that one. Shovel. Got it. Quarterback power. Let's go to the air. Tight end under. First down. Outside zone. No, that's a negative. Okay, 3rd and short. Curl flats. Got the first. Bubble screen. We're not moving it well, but we're moving it. Let's go deep. Corner strike. Works. Now you want to go right back to it because it worked. No, thank you. Go to short. Curl flats. No. Jet sweep. Wide receiver. Gains a little bit. Quick slants. Manageable. 4th and 6. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left in the half. And penalties for a short pass. So punt it is. Touchback. Damn. Third and 5. Dangerous point for our defense, and can't stop them. They score, and now we're in real trouble. We've got 1 minute. We need a response, and this is a difficult time to get that response. A 3 and out definitely doesn't help. It looks like we're going to head to halftime, down by 2 scores. The offense wasn't awful in that first half, but the defense was awful. A lot of work to do on both sides of the ball if we're going to come back and win this game. And a 3 and out's not going to help us at all. Finally, the defense makes a stand at least, and we're already in 2nd down territory. Awesome. Shallow cross. There you go. Big play. Halfback sweep. No. The running game is absolutely murdering us. Tight end attack. Yes. Pass option. No. Watkins is sacked. And you want to go halfback draw. I do not. Let's go medium pass and set up a slot post angle. No. Corner strike. Yes! And enough for a first down. Quick slants. Flanker curl. Slot drive. Field goal. 11 down. But that's the start to the half we needed. I mean, we needed a touchdown, really. But the defense stands, and we get the ball back. Okay, we have momentum now. And look how quickly we move the ball. But that sets up a third and medium. Flanker digs, a pretty good play for this situation. It works. Tight end attack. Never take the double penalty unless it's literal last play of the game and it's the only choice you got. Corner strike's a good one. Love that play. 2nd and 2. The bubble screens are not working right now, but maybe we can go with a option run. Read option. There you go. Quarterback's got better legs than the running back, so sometimes you got to just go with it, and he does get us the first. Quick slants, no. Curl flats, short gain, deep attack, no. Another field goal, but we're within 8. If you can convert a 2-point conversion, it's 1 score. And 3rd and long, defense holds. Let's go, D. Can't go short passes anymore, though. Play action boot. Let's go quarterback. No. Intercepted. On the deep ball, too. That's the least likely to get intercepted, but it gets intercepted here. And they get good field position, so we just shot ourselves in the foot. Defense finally stepping up, and the offense was making progress, and now they're not. Oh, they got the 3rd and short first. Okay, field goal. We hold them to a field goal. It's 11 points. We're not out of this yet, but that killed our momentum. Halfback mid draw. Okay, it works, but we're not going to go straight back to the ground. Deep is penalized. Medium is penalized. Short is penalized. So option. Power read. 3rd and 2nd. 3rd and 2, that is. 4 down territory. Halfback off tackle works. Can we finally go to the air? Somewhat penalized. We're leaning past, barely. Like, what? Why are we penalized so heavily? Slot out. No. Halfback stretch. No, thank you. Especially on 2nd and 10. I'd rather go option, but I'd rather do something else, like put it in the air, which is so difficult when you have no run game at all. 3rd and 6. 4 down territory. 4 down territory for the game. This is for the game right here. Tight end attack. Not only does it fail, it's intercepted. And we don't get the ball back. That's going to wrap this game up. So we dropped to 0-9. There's 3 games left. I was hoping to get this season done within 2 episodes, and we will easily do so. We do get 359 yards today, though. So the one area where we are making progress is my objective to get 300 yards a game. Today was a good day on that front, but not a good day on converting that into enough points. I think we easily should have had 20 plus. Defense had a terrible day, giving up 34. But offense turning it over 4 times. Put a lot more pressure on the defense. Made it a lot harder on them. But Delaware scored like 3 times out of their first 3 possessions, was it? That's gonna kill you every time. Every time. That's gonna do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.